Yo.
Yo.
Hold on.
Hold on a second. Cut the music. Cut it.
Right now.
Because what I am about to tell you, you are not ready for. I'm telling you right now, baby. You are not ready. Ain't no way you ready for this. It's your boy, live and in living color, broadcasting from the headquarters where the receipts come stamped, sealed, and notarized in triplicate.
And today?
Today, baby. Today we got a paper trail. We got a paper trail so long, so loud, and so embarrassing that a blind man could read it in the dark with one finger. Let me say this before I say nothing else. I wasn't gonna touch this one. I wasn't. I was gonna let it breathe. I was gonna let the universe handle it.
But then I sat down.
Then I poured my coffee. Then I opened my phone. And then I saw the receipt. The receipt that nobody read. The receipt that's been sitting in plain sight for 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4. And honey, once you see what I'm about to lay on this table, you ain't never gonna look at this so-called golden couple the same way again. Never. Not in this life. Not in the next one.
Farah,
get in here. Bring the folder. Bring the big folder. Not the little one. The big one. The one with the tabs. Because we doing tabs today. We doing color-coded tabs. We doing footnotes. We doing the whole forensic situation. Because the rumor on the street, the rumor that's bouncing off every group chat from Brooklyn to Flint, is that Papoose, the husband of Claressa Shields, the so-called man of the year, the so-called undefeated husband, is allegedly entertaining, allegedly entangled, allegedly intertwined, allegedly two-stepping in the dark with a woman whose name is reportedly Toya.
Toya.
Of all names.
Toya.
The name your auntie's friend's cousin go by at the family reunion.
Toya.
Now look. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you it's confirmed.
I ain't the FBI. I ain't TMZ.
I ain't the Pentagon. I'm Battle Truth, and Battle Truth deals in patterns. And the pattern, baby, the pattern is loud. The pattern is screaming. The pattern is doing jumping jacks on the front lawn with a megaphone. So we ain't gonna pretend we shocked. We ain't gonna clutch our pearls. We ain't gonna act surprised. Because if you've been paying attention, if you've been keeping the receipts like Battle Truth been keeping the receipts, you already knew. You already knew. You already knew. You already knew. But here's where I'm flipping the script tonight. Here's where I'm doing something different. Everybody else gonna run the same tired story. Everybody else gonna say, oh, Pap cheating. Oh, Claressa heartbroken. Oh, the marriage is over. Boring. Generic. Predictable. That ain't what we doing tonight. Tonight we doing something nobody else is brave enough to do. Tonight we walking the timeline backwards. Tonight we doing the receipts in reverse. Because every single thing that's happening right now, every single tear, every single subliminal Instagram caption, every single deleted post, every single block and delete spree, it was already on paper. It was already in the ledger. It was already signed in red ink on day one. And today, my friends, we reading the ledger out loud. So here's the deal. We about to walk this thing backwards from yesterday to the moment they met. And I'm gonna show you, page by page, every single warning sign that this woman, this self-proclaimed greatest woman of all time, looked dead in the face and ignored.
Every
single
one.
And by the time we get to the end of this video, you ain't gonna feel sorry for her. You're gonna feel like, girl, what did you think was gonna happen? Because every red flag was a billboard.
Every billboard was on fire.
And every fire, she walked through it smiling like, y'all just hating. Page 1 of the ledger. Page 1. Yesterday. The Toya page. Some woman, somewhere out in internet land, allegedly posted some content that allegedly placed her in the same orbit as Papoose. Now I'ma keep it real. The internet detectives went to work. The internet detectives always go to work. They zoomed in on the wallpaper. They zoomed in on the bed sheets. They zoomed in on the hand on the shoulder. They zoomed in on the tattoo on the wrist. They zoomed in on the angle of the pillow. And honey, they came back with a verdict. The verdict was, we seen this living room before. We seen these bed sheets before. We know what we looking at. And once the internet detectives reach a verdict, you can argue all you want. The verdict is the verdict. Now Claressa, bless her heart, Claressa came online and did what Claressa do. She got on the keyboard. She got on the live. She got on the comments. And she started swinging. Not at him. Oh no. Never at him. She started swinging at the audience. At the bloggers. At the page admins. At the fans. At the haters. At anybody with a mouth and a Wi-Fi connection. Block. Delete. Block. Delete. Report. 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 Like baby, blocking us ain't gonna unblock the truth. You can mute every page in America. The truth gonna find a way to your mama's phone. The truth always do. But I want you to notice something. I want you to notice the pattern because the pattern is the whole game. When the Maserati bud thing came out, what did she do? She lashed out at us. When the Tony Rich situation came out, what did she do? She lashed out at us. When the side-eye looks at the gym started leaking, what did she do? She lashed out at us. The villain in this woman's story is never the man laying next to her. The villain is always the audience. Always us. Always the people watching. Always the people pointing. Like, ma'am, we ain't the ones in the bed. We the ones with the receipts. Page 2 of the ledger. Last month. The keys. The infamous keys. She got on the internet, got on a podcast, got on a live somewhere, and confessed with her own mouth that she handed that man the keys to her house over a year ago, and that man still ain't moved his toothbrush in. Let me say that again, slow for the people in the back. She gave the man the keys. The keys. To the house. And the man is still living somewhere else. With his other situation. With his other arrangement. With his other priorities. Now I'm a man, alright. Let me put on my man hat for 1 second. Let me put on the battle truth man hat. When a man is in love, when a man wants to be there, when a man sees a woman as his future and his foundation, that man is moving in the same week. The same week. He ain't waiting a year. He ain't waiting 6 months. He ain't waiting 2 weekends. He's there before the locks get rekeyed. The toothbrush is in the bathroom by Tuesday. The deodorant on the dresser by Wednesday. The drawer is claimed by Thursday. By Friday, he done rearranged the spice rack. That's how a man act when he's in. The fact that this man got keys and ain't moved is the loudest red flag in the ledger. Loudest. 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 Page 3. 2 months ago. The green Gucci purse. Y'all remember the green Gucci purse? She told the story herself. She got on camera and basically performed a one-woman play about how she dropped hints, how she pouted, how she practically begged for that bag for her birthday. And she didn't get it. She did not get it. She got the air. She got the receipts of the air. She got the empty box. Now Battle Truth gonna tell you something. When a man loves a woman, the bag is already wrapped before she finished hinting. The bag is in the trunk. The bag is at the front desk of the hotel. The bag is on the bed with a card. He don't need a hint. He need a calendar. He marking the date. He calling the store. He sending the assistant. He doing the whole opera. But she had to beg. She had to perform the begging. She had to publicly announce the begging on the internet. And then it didn't even work. The begging didn't even land. That's not a relationship, sweetheart. That's a customer service complaint. Now let me ask you. Honest question, hand on heart. If Remy Ma had asked Pap for that same green Gucci purse, would she have got it? Would she have got it? Y'all know the answer. Y'all know the answer in your bones. Remy ain't gotta ask twice. Remy ain't gotta ask once. Remy clear her throat in the room, and Pap is at the counter. Pap is calling Diddy, if he gotta. Pap is selling stocks. Pap is putting it on layaway. Pap is robbing a bake sale. The purse is showing up. So when you a wife and you watching from the sideline and you see another woman beg and not get the bag, you knowing. Page 4 of the ledger. 3 months ago. The food. Y'all, I gotta talk about the food. I tried to skip it. I really did. I told myself, Battle Truth, leave the food alone. The woman is going through it. But then I remembered. I remembered the plate. I remembered the moment. I remembered when that man on camera, with a plate still half full, with the food still steaming, with the fork still moving, said the words, "Baby, I want some more." Some more? Some more of what? The plate is still got food on it. You ain't even cleaned the rice off the rim. You ain't even touched the green beans on the left side. And you asking for some more? That ain't a compliment. That is a man trying to leave the table. That is a man performing satisfaction so he can get up. That is a Hail Mary play. That is a man saying I love it with his mouth while his stomach is saying, "Ma'am, what is this?" Because let's be real, the rice looked like grits. The grits looked like oatmeal. The oatmeal would have looked like cement. The chicken looked like it was retired. The greens looked confused. The cornbread was sweating. The macaroni had the audacity to be pale. The whole plate looked like the food got into a fight with the kitchen and lost. So when he said, "I want some more," what he was really saying was, "I want some mercy." Page 5. 4 months ago. The runway. The walking. The high heels. Listen. Listen, listen, listen. I am not the kind of man to come for nobody's foot. I am not. I respect feet. I've been blessed with feet. We all got feet. But when a woman declare on her own social media, on her own platform, that she is a model, that she is in her bag, that she is an ambassador of brands, and then proceeds to walk down a hallway in heels like she taking a sobriety test on an icy bridge, baby, that is a problem. That is a credibility issue. The runway looked like a tightrope. The hallway looked like a tightrope. The driveway looked like a tightrope. Every step is an event. Every step is a prayer. Every step the foot is begging the ankle for forgiveness. And the ankle is filing for divorce. You cannot self-appoint as a model when the model can't make it down the carpet without a steadying hand on the wall. The model is supposed to glide. You is bouncing. You is wobbling. You is doing what we call in the streets the parking lot two-step. The parking lot two-step is for hot girls with broken heels coming out of the club. It is not for the cover of a magazine. Put on the flat shoe. Put on the slide. Put on the flip-flop. Save your dignity and your tax return. Page 6. 5 months ago. The makeup line. The demani diva situation. Sweetheart, sweetheart, sweetheart. You are the wife. You are the brand. You are the gold medal. And you, the wife, are out here as the front face for your husband's daughter's makeup line? The husband's daughter from the previous chapter? The husband's daughter, who you acting like you the Annie of? Baby, that ain't a brand collaboration. That is a hostage video with eyeliner. That is a public service announcement that says, "Look how blended this family is, please." Nobody is buying that lipstick. Nobody is buying that foundation. The only people clicking add to cart is the woman writing the press release and her cousin who got pressured at the cookout. And here's the part that kills me. Here's the part. If you really wanted to sell that makeup, if you really wanted to move units, you would have done a before and after. You would have shown the natural face. The unfiltered face. The face that scared the alarm clock at 6 in the morning. And then you would have shown the after, post-blend, post-contour, post-magic, post-prayer, and you would have said, "Look what this product can do. It transformed me." That sells units. That sells empires. But no. You came out fully painted, fully filtered, fully glazed, and tried to convince the consumer the lipstick was the reason. The consumer ain't dumb. The consumer can see the layers of the lasagna. Page 7. 6 months ago. The acting. She announced, with a straight face, on a real microphone, that she is officially an actress. An actress. Sis, sis, sis. You couldn't even act in your own biopic. They wrote a movie about your life. They literally handed you the script of your own existence. And you couldn't deliver. You couldn't sell yourself to yourself. You played you and the audience said, "Who is that?" The only acting career you got is acting like you in love. Acting like you happy. Acting like you not refreshing his location 23 times before lunch. Acting like the comments on every post don't be reading you for filth. That is your Oscar. That is your Tony. That is your Golden Globe. The award for best performance in a marriage you already lost. And it goes to. And the winner is. And the trophy is. Page 8. 7 months ago. The ambassador of brands line. Whose brands? Name them. Name them out loud. Name 3. Name 2. Name 1. Right. The ambassador of brands ain't got no brand. The ambassador of brands is the ambassador of vibes. The ambassador of brands is the ambassador of the Instagram caption. You can call yourself a CEO of imagination that don't make the imagination print money. You can call yourself a rocket scientist, NASA still ain't calling. The titles ain't the deals. The titles is the wallpaper. The deals is what shows up on the bank statement. And the bank statement, sweetheart, is the only ledger that keeps it 100. The bank statement got no feelings. The bank statement don't argue. Page 9. 8 months ago. The album. Y'all remember the album? Remember when they decided, as a couple, in the year of our Lord, that what the world needed was a husband and wife rap album? Like a duet? Like a ministry? Like the spiritual sequel to Watch the Throne, except with marriage counseling baked in? And the album dropped, and the world looked at it, and the world tilted its head sideways like a confused puppy, and the world said, why? Why is this happening? Who asked? Who funded? Who approved? Who clicked yes on this calendar invite? The streams was streaming on no, baby. The numbers was numbering downward. The reviews was reviewing the existence of the project itself. And what did they do? Did they take the L like grown people?
No.
They went on the internet and started fighting the listeners. Fighting the bloggers. Fighting the algorithm. Like the algorithm got a face. Like the algorithm owe you money. The algorithm don't care, sweetheart. The algorithm gonna show what people stop scrolling on. And nobody stopped scrolling on that. Page 10. 9 months ago. The Vlad interview. 2 hours. 2 whole hours. A man sat down for 120 minutes of his one and only life trying to claw back a moment that already passed. Trying to bait the universe into giving him back the wave he had. Y'all remember the wave? When 50 had said the thing. When the rumor was hot. When the streets was talking. Pap was about to be in the conversation. Pap was about to be in the song. Pap was about to be on the diss track of the decade. And even though it was disrespectful, it was attention, and attention is the currency. And then she came out and shut it down. She told the world it wasn't true. She took the wave from him with one quote. One quote. One quote took the whole career trajectory and put it in the freezer.
And he sat there. He sat there.
He sat there and let it happen. He sat there and pampered her behind it. That right there. That right there is page 10 of the ledger, and it is highlighted in yellow with 3 exclamation points. Page 11. 10 months ago. The Maserati Bud chapter.
Look.
I've been keeping this professional. I've been keeping it gentle. I've been trying not to drag the man too hard because I'm a man myself, and the man code is the man code. But the man code got pages too, and one of them pages says, when the woman is publicly entangled with another rapper while you in the relationship, and you got to read about it on a blog, and you got to find out from a comment section, and you got to see the videos drop in installments like a Netflix series, you ain't supposed to walk back in the house with flowers. That is not the move. That is not the protocol. That is not what the elders taught us. The elders taught us, when somebody disrespects you in public, you respond in public. You ain't gotta be violent. You ain't gotta be cruel. But you gotta be clear. He was not clear. He was foggy. He was misty. He was a whole weather forecast for late October. And from that day forward, the woman in the room knew. The woman in the room knew. The woman in the room knew exactly what she was working with. Page 12. 11 months ago. The pampering era. After all that, after every receipt dropped, after every video leaked, after every blog wrote the story, that man went into pamper mode. He went into Hallmark mode. He went into greeting card mode. Posting the love. Posting the dinners. Posting the trips. Posting the, this is my queen.
Sir. Sir.
The queen had a whole side kingdom. The queen was running a parallel monarchy. And you out here writing odes. You out here in the comments fighting bloggers in defense of a kingdom you don't even own the deed to. That is when the streets lost respect. Not when she did the dirt. The streets is forgiving about dirt. The streets understand dirt. Everybody got dirt. The streets lost respect when you forgave it on camera before she even apologized off camera. That is the moment. That is the line. That is the page where the ink turns red. Page 13. 1 year ago. The I'm in my bag tour. She started this whole campaign of being in her bag. Modeling.
Acting.
Boxing. Beauty. Brand ambassador.
CEO.
Visionary. Mogul. mogul in training, mogul. And the more she announced, the less the world believed. Because here is the rule, write this down. The rule is, the people who in their bag don't gotta tell you they in their bag. The bag tell you. The bag walk in the room. The bag put the deal on the table. The bag close itself. When you announcing the bag every 2 days, the bag is empty. The bag is a prop. The bag is a vibe. The bag is a Pinterest board. We see right through it. We see right through it. We see right through it. Page 14. 13 months ago. The deletion. The selective deletion. She started running a campaign of mass deletion. Comments she didn't like. Replies she didn't like. Repost pages she didn't like. Articles she didn't like. Like the internet got a delete all button for your reputation. Like clicking remove on a blog post is gonna remove the screenshot from 12,000 group chats. Sweetheart. Once a screenshot is born, it cannot die. The screenshot is immortal. The screenshot is the new vampire. The screenshot will outlive you, me, and the algorithm. Stop trying to kill the screenshot. The screenshot is laughing in your face. Page 15. 14 months ago. The block parade. She started blocking. Anybody with an opinion. Anybody with a question. Anybody with a clip. Block. Until her comment section started looking like an empty parking lot at 3 a.m. with one tumbleweed. And then she got mad that the engagement dropped. Sis. You blocked the engagement. You blocked it yourself. You can't lock the door and then complain nobody at the party. You the bouncer. You decided who came in. And when you only let in the yes men is the only ones at the party and the yes men ain't honest. So now you in a room full of liars and you wonder why you feel crazy. You feel crazy because you in a room full of liars by your own design. Page 16. 15 months ago. The "we don't care what y'all think" speech. She kept giving these speeches. 10 different versions of the same speech. We don't care what y'all think. We in love. We doing our thing. We together. Y'all just hating. Sweetheart, when you don't care, you don't make a speech. People who don't care, you can't even get them on camera. People who don't care is on a beach in Tulum. People who don't care is sleeping. People who don't care is making money. People who don't care is not making the 8th video of the week explaining their love. The fact that you keep explaining the love means the love needs explaining. Real love don't need a press conference. Real love is boring. Real love is the man unloading the dishwasher at 11 p.m. without a camera. The fact that we got footage of the love means the love is the footage. And the footage is the only thing keeping it alive. Page 17. 16 months ago. The food critic era. I gotta come back to the food.
I'm sorry.
The food deserves its own page. Because the food was an early warning. The food was page 1 in invisible ink. When the food ain't right, the home ain't right. When the eggs got the shells in M, the relationship got the shells in it. When the bacon is turkey when it should be pork, the love is turkey when it should be pork. When the toast is partially burnt and you didn't even scrape it, you didn't even hit it with a little jelly to cover the crime, you didn't even bring some honey, you didn't even do the basics, that is a sign. That is a domestic signal. That is the kitchen telling on the marriage. The kitchen always tell on the marriage. The kitchen is the truth teller. The kitchen don't lie. The kitchen got receipts older than Twitter. Page 18. 18 months ago. The first whisper. The first whisper of trouble. Way before Toya. Way before Maserati Bud. Way before Tony Rich. There was a whisper. A small whisper. A barbershop whisper. A nail salon whisper. A Sunday dinner whisper. The whisper was, these two too different. Too loud. Too public. Too much performance. Not enough peace. And the whisper was right. The whisper is always right. The whisper got a 99% accuracy rate. The whisper is the original battle truth. I just amplified the whisper. I just put a microphone in front of the whisper. I just gave the whisper a YouTube channel and a thumbnail. The whisper been new. The whisper been new. The whisper been new. Page 19. 2 years ago. The wedding. The wedding that wasn't. The almost wedding. The on-again wedding. The remember when wedding. The we secretly already married wedding. The we doing it again for the cameras wedding. The date keeps moving wedding. Listen, when the wedding got more drafts than my 5th grade book report, the marriage already in trouble. A solid wedding got one date, one venue, one dress, one song, one caterer. When the wedding is a moving target, when the date keeps sliding, when the location keep changing, when the cast of attendees keep getting edited like a movie in post-production, that is the spirit telling you something. The spirit don't yell. The spirit whisper. And we just covered the whisper. Page 20. 2.5 years ago. The introduction. The very first photo of these two together. The very first hand on the waist. The very first selfie. I want you to go back. I want you to find that picture. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. The eyes don't lie. In her eyes, you see triumph. You see I got him. In his eyes, you see calculation. You see I'm here for now. That is 2 different relationships in the same frame. That is 2 different movies playing on the same screen.
She was in the romance.
He was in the documentary. They was never watching the same film. Never. Now stop. Stop, stop, stop. Take a breath. Because we just walked 20 pages of receipts in reverse, and I want you to notice something. I want you to really notice. Every single page, every single one, was visible, was loud, was public, was free, was on the timeline, was on the gram, was in the comments. The information was available. The signs was billboards. The billboards was on fire. And she walked through every single fire smiling at the camera.
Why?
Here is the battle truth answer. And this is the part nobody else is brave enough to say. She walked through the fire because she needed the fire. The fire was the brand. The fire was the engagement. The fire was the storyline. Without the fire, she was just a boxer. Without the fire, she was just an athlete with a great career and a quiet life. The fire is what made her trend. The fire is what made the blogs run. The fire is what made the podcast call. The fire is the product. So when the fire is your product, you cannot put out the fire. You gotta keep adding gas. And every time the public hand her a fire extinguisher, she look at it like, what is this?
Take it back.
I need the smoke. I need the smoke for the algorithm.
But now?
Now the smoke is choking her. Now the smoke is in her own lungs. Now the smoke filled up the house. Now there is reportedly a Toya in the smoke. Now there might be a Toya, a Tasha, a Tina, and a Tabitha in the smoke. Because once the smoke is inside the house, the smoke ain't loyal. The smoke gonna fill every room. The smoke gonna get under the door. The smoke gonna come through the vents. The smoke gonna come down the chimney like a Christmas you didn't ask for. And by the time you realize the smoke is choking you, the fire alarm is in the comment section, and you done blocked the fire alarm. Let me take a sip. Hold on. Farah, hand me the water.
Thank you, baby. Phew. Now,
let's talk about the man for a second. Because I've been mostly talking to her. Let me holler at the brother.
Pap.
Big bro, listen. I respect the rap legacy. I respect the grind. I respect the years on the mic. I respect the love for Remy that the streets witnessed in real time. That love was real. That love was historical. That love was like watching a black and white movie about black love that the universe wrote with a quill pen. Beautiful. Exemplary. Era-defining. So when you stepped out of that and into this new arrangement, I had questions. We all had questions. And the questions multiplied with every blog post. And the questions ain't never been answered. Not once. Not on a podcast. Not on a Vlad interview. Not on a freestyle. Not on a tweet. Not on a clapback. Not nowhere. The question's been hanging in the air like a chandelier nobody dust. And brother, you ain't got to answer to me. You ain't got to answer to the bloggers. You ain't got to answer to the comments. But you do gotta answer to the mirror. And the mirror, my brother, is the most honest journalist you will ever face. The mirror don't have a comment section. The mirror don't have a block button. The mirror gonna show you the truth at 6:47 in the morning when you brushing your teeth, and there ain't no filter, and there ain't no caption, and there ain't no Instagram story to hide behind. The mirror gonna ask you, bro, are you happy? Like really happy? Or are you just performing? And the answer to that question is the only answer that matters. Everything else is noise. Now let me come back to the Toya situation because I know that's why y'all clicked. I know the title got Toya in it. I know the thumbnail got the magnifying glass. I know what y'all came for. So, let's address it. The internet is saying that there is content out there, allegedly, that connects Pap to a woman by the name of Toya. That content includes, allegedly, certain visual cues that line up suspiciously with locations, items, and patterns we have previously seen. Now, I am not going to show the content. I am not going to spread the content. I am not going to repost the content. Battle Truth do not run the content. Battle Truth interpret the content. Battle Truth read the room. And the room, sweetheart, is reading like a chapter in a book we already read. We've been here. We've seen this storyline. We watched the pilot, we watched the season finale, and now we watching the sequel. Same writer, same director, same cast, just a new actress. And I ain't surprised. I ain't even mildly surprised. I ain't even raised an eyebrow. You know why? Because the patterns of a man do not change because the woman changed. Write that down. Tattoo it on your wrist. Sew it on a pillow. Put it on a coffee mug. The patterns of a man do not change because the woman changed. If the man cheated on the previous queen, the man is gonna cheat on the current queen. The throne don't fix the man. The throne don't reform the man. The throne don't sanctify the man. The man bring the man into the throne, and whatever the man was on the way in, the man gonna be on the way through. So when she said, he gonna be different with me because I'm different, that was the most expensive sentence she ever spoke. Because the universe heard it and the universe said, I bet. Watch this. And here is the real lesson, the one that I want every woman in this comment section to write down. If a man is willing to disrespect his wife with you, the man is willing to disrespect you with somebody else. There is no version of the math where you the exception. You is not the exception. You is the next entry in the ledger. You is the next page that gonna get walked backwards in somebody else's video 3 years from now. The cycle is the cycle. The cycle don't pick favorites. The cycle is a vending machine, and disrespect is the only thing it sells. Now, I want to go even deeper. I want to go somewhere nobody else is going. I want to talk about the silence. The silence in this whole story. Have you noticed the silence? Have you noticed who has not spoken? The kids. The family. The real friends. The ones who knew them before all this. They have been quiet. They have been dead silent. And in a story this loud, silence is the loudest thing in the room. When the people closest to the situation refuse to comment, refuse to post, refuse to celebrate, refuse to defend, refuse to even hit the like button, that is a Greek chorus. That is the chorus of people who know. That is the chorus of, we seen this coming, and we ain't lying for nobody. The silence of the inner circle is more damning than 100 blogs, 1,000 bloggers, 1,000,000 comments. The silence is the truest witness. And the silence has been deafening for 2 years. Page 21. Bonus page. The Remy factor. Y'all thought I was gonna leave Remy out. I would never. Remy been quiet too. Remy been a whole grown woman about this. Remy been raising her family. Remy been dropping bars. Remy been on her wife duties to a different man, peacefully, without a ring light, without a press conference, without a podcast tour. And every time Remy do something normal, every time Remy post a wholesome photo, every time Remy show up to a function looking peaceful, that piece of footage is a billboard. A silent, unintentional billboard that says, this is what peace look like. This is what real love produce. Compare and contrast. The contrast is loud. The contrast is louder than any diss track. Because peace is the rarest currency in the rap game, and Remy been spending it for years. Now let me tell you about the unique angle of this whole thing. The thing nobody else is gonna catch. Watch this. The whole rumor about Toya hit the internet a few days ago, and within 48 hours, the conversation was already done. Y'all noticed that? The conversation was done. The bloggers moved on. The audience moved on. The hashtags died. Nobody is even arguing about it anymore. Nobody. And that, my friends, is the most damning evidence of all. Because when a couple in love gets hit with a cheating rumor, the audience fights for them. The audience say, no, not them. They real, they different, they unproblematic. The audience defends. The audience rallies. The audience builds a wall of likes and comments and supportive memes. But this couple? Crickets. The audience didn't even mount a defense. The audience read the headline and went, yeah, sounds about right, and kept scrolling. That right there, that lack of defense, that absence of public outrage, that is the verdict. The audience is the jury. The jury is silent. And when the jury is silent in a courtroom this loud, the verdict is guilty by exhaustion. The audience ain't tired of the truth. The audience is tired of the lie. The audience is tired of being asked to clap for a movie they already saw. The audience is tired of being told to celebrate a love story that the love story keeps interrupting. The audience is tired of pretending the emperor got clothes when the emperor is out here naked at the bodega buying beef jerky. The audience is exhausted, and an exhausted audience is the deadliest jury in the world. They don't yell. They don't argue. They just unfollow. And once the unfollows start, the empires start crumbling brick by brick by brick. Let me give you a battle truth prediction. A real one. Y'all save this video. Y'all timestamp this moment. Within the next 90 days, one of three things gonna happen. Number 1, a hard launch of separate lives. Y'all gonna start seeing posts that don't include each other. Solo workouts, solo dinners, solo trips, solo birthdays. Real subtle, real strategic, but the absence is the announcement. Number 2, an explosive public fight. A live, a tweet, a screenshot, a leaked text. Something is going to drop, and the algorithm gonna feast for 72 hours straight. Number 3, and this is the wild card, a sudden reaffirmation. A vow renewal. A beach photo dump. A we stronger than ever video with a piano in the background. And if number 3 happens, run. Run faster. Because in this culture, the vow renewal is the press release of a crumbling marriage. The vow renewal is the announcement that the dam is cracking. Healthy marriages don't need a vow renewal in the middle of a scandal. Healthy marriages need a Tuesday. A regular boring Tuesday. With chicken on the stove. And no camera in the kitchen. Now I gotta bring it back home. I gotta land this plane. I gotta stick the landing. Because some of y'all watching this, some of y'all in the comment section right now, you in your own version of this story. I see you. I know you. You've been ignoring your own ledger. You've been walking through your own fire. You've been blocking your own honest friends. You've been deleting your own warning signs. And you watching this video like it's about Claressa, but the universe sent you here for you. The universe sent you here for you. The universe sent you here for you.
Pause that.
Read that again. The universe sent you here for you. So here is my battle truth challenge. Tonight, before you sleep, before you scroll one more reel, before you check his location one more time, before you screenshot one more receipt to add to a folder that is already overflowing, I want you to do one thing. Open up a blank note on your phone. Just one.
And write the date.
Not the year. The actual date. Today's date. And under the date, write down one red flag you've been ignoring. Just one. Don't try to write all of them. Don't be ambitious. One flag. One sentence. One sign. And close the app. Lock the phone. Put it under the pillow. And tomorrow, when you wake up, open that note. And ask yourself, would I let my daughter accept this? Would I let my sister accept this? Would I let my best friend accept this? If the answer is no, you got your answer. The answer is the answer. The answer been the answer. Now I'ma keep it real with y'all because that's what I do. That is the brand. I am not trying to be the man that destroy a black marriage. I am not. I love black love. I want black love to win. I want every wedding to make it to the 50th anniversary. I want every couple to grow gray together. I want every grandchild to know mama and grandpa was a forever thing. I want that. I do. I really do. But I also want the truth. I want the real. I want the receipts. Because love without truth is just a hostage situation in matching outfits. Love without truth is a movie set. Love without truth is two strangers performing a sequel of a relationship that died in the first season. And we deserve real love. The audience deserve real love. The kids deserve real love. The parents watching deserve to see what real look like. And right now, what we watching ain't real. What we watching is a project. What we watching is a brand. What we watching is content. Speaking of content, let me say this. The next 48 hours? Watch the captions. Watch the captions like a hawk. Because when a couple is in trouble, the captions get longer. The captions get philosophical. The captions get full of Bible verses they ain't never quoted before. The captions start dropping unexpected appreciation posts. The captions start saying things like, the strong survive and real love is tested and pay no attention to outside noise. Every one of those phrases is a brick falling off the building. Every one. So when you see the next caption, screenshot it.
Save it.
Add it to your own ledger. Because we doing receipts. We building the timeline. We documenting the unraveling. Not in a mean way. In a battle truth way. In an objective, just the facts. The camera don't lie way. And if you're new here, if this is your first battle truth video, welcome to the family. Welcome to the headquarters. We do the truth. We do it with love. We do it with peppers and seasoning.
We do it with sides.
We do it with a glass of sweet tea. But we do the truth. So, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. If you have not hit the bell, hit the bell. If you have not liked the video, like the video. If you have not commented your favorite page from the ledger, comment the page right now. Page 1 through 21, drop your favorite. Tell me which red flag stopped you. Tell me which receipt made you go, oh. Tell me which moment made you sit up. Because the comment section is part of the ledger now. The comment section is page 22. The comment section is the people's verdict. And the people's verdict is what really decide the fate of any of these celebrity stories. The people decide. Not the publicist. Not the lawyer. Not the manager.
The people. You.
You decide. Now before I go, before I sign off, before I hit the lights at the headquarters, I want to give y'all one last thought. Just one. A small one.
Carry it with you.
Some people in life is gonna be your wife. Some people in life is gonna be a chapter. Some people in life is gonna be a footnote. And some people in life, sweetheart, is gonna be a typo. A typo.
A mistake.
A misspell. Something the editor was supposed to catch and didn't. And the mistake of your life will not be marrying a typo. The mistake of your life is gonna be staying in the typo because you scared to hit backspace. Because hitting backspace feel like failure. Because hitting backspace feel like the audience won. Because hitting backspace feel like every blogger who ever doubted you was right. But hitting backspace ain't a loss. Hitting backspace is editing your own story. Hitting backspace is taking the pen back from the universe. Hitting backspace is the bravest thing a grown person can do. Claressa, sweetheart, if you ever see this video, and we both know one of your assistants gonna show it to you within 24 hours, hit backspace. Just hit backspace. The world is not gonna laugh at you. The world is gonna applaud you. The world been waiting for you to choose yourself. The world been holding the door open. The world don't want to see you fall apart. The world want to see you fall in line with your destiny. And your destiny is not a man with a pattern of receipts. Your destiny is the woman in the mirror who got 4 Olympic gold medals, undisputed belts, and the kind of fight history that only one woman in the sport ever wrote. Your destiny is bigger than any man's last name. Your destiny is a brand on its own. Stop dragging the typo into the trophy case. The trophy case is full. The typo gotta go. And to the brothers watching, real quick, 2 minutes for the brothers. If you the husband, you the man, you the head of the household, and you've been doing dirt, listen. Dirt is heavy. Dirt is exhausting. Dirt is a part-time job that don't pay nothing but anxiety. Dirt is the reason you tired all the time. Dirt is the reason your back hurt. Dirt is the reason you can't sleep. Dirt is why your phone got 15 passcodes and 3 accounts. Put the dirt down, brother. Put it down. The woman at home is not the problem. The woman at home is the answer. The woman in the streets is the distraction. And the longer you live in the distraction, the more you're gonna lose the answer. And one day you're gonna wake up and the answer gonna be gone. And it ain't gonna be loud. The answer don't leave loud. The answer leave quiet. The answer leave on a Tuesday morning while you in the shower. The answer leave with 1 suitcase, no caption, no post, no announcement. And by the time you notice, the answer been gone 3 weeks. Don't lose the answer chasing the question.
Phew.
Y'all Farah, I'm getting emotional. I told y'all I wasn't gonna do this. I told y'all I wasn't gonna get into the spirit. But the spirit always come. The spirit always come. The spirit don't ask permission.
Alright,
let me wrap this.
let me really wrap this.
21 pages of receipts. 21 years of red flags compressed into one timeline. One unique angle. One reverse ledger. One battle truth verdict. The verdict is, none of this is shocking. None of it. Not the Toya. Not the Claressa. Not the silence. Not the deletion. Not the food. Not the heels. Not the makeup line. Not the album. Not the keys. Not the green Gucci. Not the wedding drafts. Not the eyes in the first photo. None of it. It was all on the page. It was all in the ledger. We just was the only ones reading. And maybe that's the whole point. Maybe Battle Truth ain't no gossip channel. Maybe Battle Truth is a library. Maybe what we doing here is archiving. Maybe what we doing here is making sure that years from now, when the documentary drop on the streaming platform and the producers come knocking for primary sources, they got somewhere to come. They come to Battle Truth. They come to the headquarters. They come to Farah and the big folder with the color-coded tabs. Because we kept the ledger when nobody else would. We kept the pages when everybody else hit delete. We kept the screenshots when everybody else was scared of the block. We kept the receipts. The receipts. The receipts. So if you're watching this and you got somebody in your life, somebody you love, somebody who about to walk into a fire, somebody who about to ignore their own ledger, send them this video. Don't text them a paragraph. Don't write them an essay. Don't send them an article. Send them this video. Tell them, watch this with an open heart. Because sometimes a stranger on YouTube can say what a sister, a mama, a best friend cannot. Sometimes the stranger has the distance to be honest. The family is too close. The family love too much. The family negotiate. Battle Truth don't negotiate. Battle Truth report. And I want to say one more thing about Pap, just so the record is clear. Brother, the door is always open. The redemption door is always open. The man you was at the start of the Remy era, that man is still in there. That man can come back. Redemption is real. Reinvention is real. People do change. But change start with a confession, and confessions start with a quiet room, and a quiet room is the one place you ain't been in years. Find the quiet room. Sit in the quiet room. Don't bring the phone. Don't bring the camera. Don't bring the manager. Sit by yourself. Ask yourself the question. And whatever the answer is, that is the next chapter. That is the page nobody's seen yet. The page that ain't been written. The blank page. And the blank page is where redemption start. To the listener who made it this whole video, the whole thing, all the way to this final paragraph, I see you. I appreciate you. You're the real ones. The skimmer's gone. The clicker's gone. The comment without watching crowd gone. You hear. You read the whole ledger. You watch the whole story. You stayed for the lesson. And that tell me you ain't here for the gossip. You here for the growth. So this last line is for you. Just you look me in the eye, look me through the screen. The next time somebody hand you a key to a house, make sure they actually plan to live in it. And the next time somebody asks for some more food while their plate's still full, take that plate back. They ain't hungry for the food. They running from it. That is Battle Truth. Live and direct. From the headquarters. Stay grounded. Stay honest. Stay watching. Keep them ledgers updated. And remember, the receipt nobody read is the receipt that decide the whole story. The receipt nobody read. Read your receipts. Read 'em out loud. Read 'em to your friends. Read 'em to yourself in the mirror. Because the only person who can save you from the typo is the editor. And the editor, sweetheart, is you. The editor is always you. Always.
Farah.
Farah, hit the lights. Lock the door. Pour me one more cup. We out. We gone.
We done.
Until the next receipt. Until the next page. Until the next Tuesday morning, when somebody else hands somebody else a key they ain't gonna use. Battle Truth, signing off. Peace, light, and a long memory.
Peace. Light.
And a long memory.
1, 2. Out.
Oh, and Farah, before I forget, before we cut this, let me add one last footnote. Footnote A**. Subscript. For the people who came in the comments saying, but Battle Truth, you don't know their relationship. You're right. I do not. I do not know their relationship. I know their footage. I know their captions. I know their public statements. I know the things they chose to put on the internet for free. That is what I am commenting on. That is the receipt. Y'all chose to put it on the menu. Y'all chose to make it public. Y'all chose to make it content. And content has critics. Content has reviewers. Content has audiences. The minute the marriage became content, the marriage became reviewable. So save the you don't know them emails. I know what you showed me. And what you showed me is the ledger. Don't blame the librarian for reading the book. The book was on the shelf. The book had your name on the spine. The book had a barcode. I checked it out. I read it. I'm returning it now with notes in the margins. That is the job. That is the job.
All right. Now we really out.
Stay golden. Stay grounded. Stay on your ledger. And remember, every red flag is a love letter from your future self. Read your love letters. Read 'em early. Read 'em often. The future you is begging you. Listen. 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 Battle Truth. End of broadcast. End of transmission. End of page 21. The ledger is closed.
For now.
Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I lied. I said end of transmission. I lied to y'all. Because Farah just slid one more folder across the desk. One more. One more page. And this one is the one I almost left out the broadcast, but the spirit said, Battle Truth, you cannot leave this one in the drawer. The people gotta hear it. The people gotta know. Page 22. The unspoken page. The page in invisible ink. The page that only the real ones can see if you hold it up to the candle. This page is about the laugh. The laugh, y'all. Watch the next interview these two do together. Watch the laugh. Watch when she laugh, and watch his face. Watch when he laugh, and watch her face. Because the laugh, the genuine laugh, the belly laugh, the laugh that come from your soul, is the most honest thing two people in love can share. And these two been doing the press laugh. The H-A-H-A-H-A laugh. The shoulder shake on cue laugh. The we rehearsed this laugh. The laugh that show up exactly when the cameraman zoom in. That ain't the laugh of love. That is the laugh of peril. Peril laugh got a different texture. Peril laugh got a different sound wave. Peril laugh got a different vibration. The ear know. The ear always know. And here is the truly wild part, the part that keep me up at night. The performance is not even the worst crime. The worst crime, the unforgivable one, is making us watch the rehearsals. Real love do not need rehearsals. Real love is a documentary, baby. Documentary. No second take. No reshoot. No, let's run that line again with more feeling. We've been getting the rehearsals. We've been getting the bloopers. We've been getting the table read. And the table read, sweetheart, is not the show. The table read is just the prep. And if the prep is this messy, the show is going to be a disaster. So when the next blog post drop, when the next Toya whisper come down the timeline, when the next deleted comment turn into the next screenshot, do not act surprised. Do not act stunned. Do not act like the universe ambushed you. The universe been clearing its throat for 2 years. The universe been raising its hand from the back of the classroom for 2 years. The universe been waving the receipt for 2 years. We just kept calling on the wrong students. We kept calling on the publicist. We kept calling on the manager. We kept calling on the assistant who run the gram.